Hello, this is Flaming Goblin, first episode. This evening we've been running a session using the Advanced Fighting Fantasy 2nd edition. We had fun trying to clear off our crashed spaceship. I've got Harrison with me, who plays Whiskers, who's a bit of a psycho cat person.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what did we do to start with? We tried to protect our ship, didn't we?
Yeah, we had to go back and clear that out of, I believe, 6 orcs and an ogre.
Yeah. So they were basic orcs. We kind of dealt with them as quickly as possible, and the big ogre, thankfully, was asleep, and you managed to wake him up, didn't you?
Yeah. And then rolled very badly, I remember.
You did roll fairly badly.
No, I rolled quite well.
You rolled well, yeah.
After that first one.
You did, yeah. You rolled well. He rolled badly and got tangled up in his sling that that he'd fallen asleep in, and crashed onto the floor.
Yeah, that's quite good. And then, just wailed on him from there.
And Ember, our druid, fox, magic using, sword swinging character, flew in beyond, didn't she? So that was good.
Yeah,
and helped finish him off. Then we got the ship back into the air. Ember managed to get the spelljammer system working properly on our flying ship. The sea ghost, isn't it? Sea ghost.
Yeah.
Which we used for various adventures on the sea, but now it flies in the air, which is absolutely incredible. And we flew up to the ice theatre.
Yeah. And that was certainly interesting from there, yeah. We discussed that it was very, what's the one? On Her Majesty's Secret Service, didn't we?
Definitely, yeah. Very James Bond attack, I think. Yeah. Drop roping down from the spaceship onto the landing area outside the frozen theatre, and then attacking, as it were. But there was no ground crew to attack, so that was right. We sort of kind of wandered into the theatre, into the lovely reception area, where we bumped into a popcorn-smelling character who helped us out as best he could, and informed us that he was trapped there and held against his will.
Yeah.
And a sneaky little goblin-y character as well, wasn't there? That was there. Who seemed very much like one of the goblins from Gringotts from Harry Potter.
Only dressed as the Great Showman.
But dressed as the Greatest Showman, yes. Yeah. We had a little bit of an argument with him. Checked the toilets, didn't we? See what was going on around the area.
And the cloakroom as well.
And the cloakroom, yeah. We went through the pockets of the coats, didn't you? What did you find in the coats?
Well, I found high heels in one of them, which I then gave to, or at least I'm going to give to Ember.
Yeah.
In case she wants a night out. And then, I don't know if I necessarily saw it, but there was the purple boa thing, feathered boa type thing.
On the purple coat, yes.
And disappeared out the door behind me.
It did, yeah. I do wonder if that's the one we bumped into later on. That was around the neck of the orc later on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, much later on. The orc that was dressed as the actress ready to go on stage. Then we checked the toilets, and there was a troll, wasn't it, in the toilet, or an ogre in the toilet?
Yeah, there was a troll in the toilet.
Troll in the toilet, that was it.
We made sure to get out of there quite quickly before we started any arguments.
Didn't want them to miss the show, though, so we did inform them that the show was about to start, and then rushed out quickly. And found...
While the other two found a tendril in one of the loos.
They did, yes. Possibly leftovers from something deep and darker that we don't want to investigate too deeply.
No.
We had golden tickets to the event, assuming we were fairly special guests. Went up to the box on one of the side of the theatres, only to find two can only be described as what looked like Skeksis from the Dark Crystal, but acted very much like the two puppets from the Muppet Show who used to sit in the box. Their names escape me for now. But yes, two very sarcastic credits from the Muppet Show who were most entertaining and had come on to enjoy the show. They informed us that, was it 4 idiots were likely to appear on stage? And
that was the words, yeah.
Yeah. That kind of led to us, didn't it?
Mm.
Being the 4 idiots. Fetchit, Whiskers, Sleeky and the lovely fox Ember. Yes. So we wandered back down to the spectral hall of the theatre. The ghosts inhabiting the theatre floor. And entered. Ahead of us was a stage with this incredible magical curtain in front of it. Remember the name of the curtain?
Was it the Cerulean?
So, I'm thinking Cerulean. That sounds about right. Yeah, Cerulean curtain. Which it wasn't. They weren't ghosts as such, were they? They were people asleep, but we just couldn't see them.
Dreamers, I think was the term they used. Yeah.
Myself, Fetchit as a dog character, got very disturbed by the fact that he knew there was lots of people there, but he couldn't see anybody there. Very worrying indeed. But yes, made our way up onto the stage.
Yeah. Well, narrate parts of Act 1, which we then figured we had to involve ourselves in, which was someone in particular had found out that their partner was cheating on them with several people, so we took our roles and we acted it out the scene. Then Act 2 came along very quickly, I thought, which was an alchemist finding or creating a potion of some sort, and then their students plotting to kill them. And then in Act 3, the student that had previously failed to kill said alchemist was with their dark master or evil master of some sort, and was returning having failed. And so again we took the roles that felt most natural and we played them off.
Yeah, it's very sort of EastEnders meets Romeo and Juliet, I think, to a certain extent. Yeah. I think Fetchit's role was kind of protecting Amber and saying that actually she was lovely and couldn't possibly cheat on anybody, and then Whiskers kind of stepped up and we had a bit of a contretemps and discussed the fact that there was actually a secret trapdoor in the stage that we didn't want to fall through, just in case.
Yes. And so then we steered clear of that, which was good thinking on Vetch's side.
But the audience cheered. And we...
Yeah.
Did we go down through the secret trapdoor in the end? I think we did, didn't we?
We opened it up and then we realised that, although it's just a pathway, we decided we would come back to it.
Nah, there was... When we went downstairs to the secret trapdoor, there were chicken feathers and blood and something absolutely foul and disgusting down there without a face.
Yeah, and with spindly legs, no eyes, scarred face, and it was
bit Resident Evil-y kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, in my mind, very Resident Evil-y, especially like going off like 7 and 8, that sort of thing.
Bit H.P. Lovecraft maybe as well.
Yeah.
Bit Cthulhu, yes.
Yeah. So then that, and then you had Fetchit rather had a chit chat with this thing.
The creature, the beast. Yeah.
Creature, beast, yeah. And about how they were potentially, and coming to think about some of the things we've worked out, as potentially an actress who was who has a horrible face.
We convinced her she was beautiful and got her up on stage, shoved her up through the trapdoor. Bless her. She knew she was the diva of the stage, but everyone else had clearly told her otherwise.
Oh, exactly, yeah. And because we then found that broken mirror, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which suggests that, she's been told that she's hideous, and she's then smashed her mirror.
Thankfully, she couldn't see us, so we're okay.
Yeah. And then
what was that? We found the other dressing rooms.
That was it.
The one with the twigs on the door that led to what seemed to be quite a witchery little place.
Yeah. Which we believe would have been where the main boss had been had she been home.
Yes. Granny Nightshade, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds a ring a bell. Hag. But we found Professor, what's his name in the other one?
Yeah.
And we know
his name's gone.
Yes. But he's something to do with pig spots, isn't he?
Yeah, which is the school that the wizarding school that Ember went to.
We need a copyright on pig spots. I think it's an amazing name for a magical university. Never heard anything like it before in all my life.
No, exactly. It's perfect.
Definitely nothing to do with Harry Potter.
Never. We will never be.
Ember clearly has dealings with it though, so hopefully we can rescue the professor, who sounds suspiciously like Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah, 100% like Jeff Goldblum. Yeah.
And
couldn't be anything else.
And that was well, we've got the tunnel that leads off towards who we believe is probably this Granny Nightshade character, who's quite scary and terrifying, and I'm a bit worried it has something to do with spiders.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
No.
On that front.
The confusion and chaos in the university, pig spots, which we need to get the professor back to.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that would be good. And then
generally whatever else is going on in the world.
Yeah. Because that's what main characters of RPGs do. They fix everyone else's problems.
Exactly. We are superheroes, but in a tiny little area that nobody takes notice of.
Exactly, yeah.
So this whole adventure takes place kind of north of the city of Blacksand, which is on Alancia in the Titan world in Advanced Fighting Fantasy. We're using the first edition rules, aren't we, at the moment?
Yeah,
for this
these
one,
characters were made in first edition, so we've kept that.
Based on Dungeoneer and Out of the Pit for the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of going from there. We've been using the second edition, but we're mainly using the first edition for this adventure at the moment. And it suits to be a really nice, enjoyable, fast-moving, open to the imagination, great fun kind of system to use.
Yeah. It is quite good, especially when there's less limitations, because of I say in D&D, if you have a sword that does less piercing damage than it does slashing damage, it's then like, do I want to do a cool stab thing or do I want to do a cool slash thing? So it does get like that. Yeah.
You get the more sort of epic freedom from this system, don't we? Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where we are at the moment. Hopefully we'll come back to you next week where I think we're fighting again. Next, we decide on Wednesday next week?
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so Wednesday next week for hopefully an update on what we're doing so far. But that's it for now from me and the lovely Whiskers here. We shall say night-night.